On summer days, large, slender insects with long abdomens cut through the air near rivers, ponds, and lakes like winged, sparkling arrows. These are the well-known, brightly colored, and shiny dragonflies. The dragonfly is one of the most ancient insects, having appeared on Earth about 350 million years ago. During this time, it has changed significantly and developed many mechanisms that have helped it not only survive to this day but also become an ideal predator, a real flying threat. A person who has never been specifically interested in dragonflies has probably noticed that they have two types of body structures. Small dragonflies are thin and light. When landing, they fold their wings vertically against their bodies. Their flight resembles the fluttering of butterflies. Especially similar to butterflies are the beauty dragonflies, whose wings are a rich dark blue. Large dragonflies have a more massive body, and their wings remain spread apart when at rest. Each dragonfly wing has an opaque spot called a stigma, a thickened area of chitin that prevents the wing from vibrating destructively. The most important difference between dragonflies is reflected in their scientific names, Homoptera and Heteroptera. Small dragonflies have all four wings that are almost identical in shape, while large dragonflies have hind wings that are significantly wider at the base. Both large and small dragonflies have front and back wings that move asynchronously but in a coordinated manner. This archaic movement technique, typical of ancient insects, provides a slow and not very maneuverable flight. However, large Heteroptera dragonflies have remained faithful to this technique while becoming the best flyers among insects. Some of them reach speeds of up to 95 km per hour, but their speed is usually up to 55 km per hour. Not every bird can keep up with them, and among insects, almost no one can compete with them. Large dragonflies combine speed with maneuverability. They can hover in place or turn at incredible angles without slowing down and can also fly backwards. They can fly for hours without landing. The main advantage of an aerial hunter is its vision. A characteristic feature of any dragonfly is its huge eyes, which occupy most of the head. In some large dragonflies, the eyes merge into one. They consist of almost 30,000 facets, providing an almost 360-degree view. All dragonflies also have three simple eyes, located between the main eyes or in front of them. They also have short antennae with hearing organs and receptors that detect the speed of the oncoming air flow. Dragonflies live where there are two conditions: warm months and permanent water bodies. Adult insects can do without water for quite a long time. For example, in Central Asia, dragonflies settle in places remote from former reservoirs. Even in hundreds of kilometers of waterless desert, dragonflies are common throughout the world, with the exception of Antarctica. Dragonflies prefer places with a warm and humid climate, especially reservoirs, since females lay eggs in water, where the eggs and larvae develop. Depending on the species, dragonflies choose reservoirs differently. For example, some dragonflies are content with small water reservoirs in the undergrowth, using small ponds, lakes, or flooded pits for reproduction. Other species prefer to settle near rivers, ponds, and lakes. Dragonfly larvae spend their lives in water, and adults, having learned to fly, can cover long distances. They can be found in meadows and forest edges, where they like to bask in the sun. With the onset of cold weather, dragonflies migrate to warmer countries. Some species can fly up to 2,900 kilometers. Sometimes dragonflies migrate in huge numbers, forming flocks of up to 100 million individuals, but more often they fly alone. Dragonflies are predatory insects, with adults feeding on almost all types of insects inhabiting the air. Their diet includes mosquitoes, flies, midges, moths, beetles, spiders, small fish, and even other dragonflies. Dragonfly larvae feed on mosquito and fly larvae, small crustaceans, and fish fry. According to their hunting methods, these insects are divided into several subspecies. Free hunters hunt in the upper tier, possessing powerful and well-developed wings that allow them to fly efficiently and quickly. These species can use flock hunting but more often hunt alone at a height of 2 to 9 meters above the ground. Free-flying predators hunt in the middle tier, up to 2 meters high. They are constantly in search of food, sometimes landing on grass for a few minutes to rest. Ambush dragonflies hunt by sitting on leaves or stems of plants, waiting for prey and occasionally jumping off to attack. Dragonflies living in the lower tier hunt in grass thickets, slowly fluttering from one plant to another in search of insects. This species eats its prey while sitting on the plant and does not eat during flight. Cannibalism is common among all dragonfly species. Adult dragonflies can eat smaller dragonflies and larvae, and sometimes females attack and eat the male after mating. In the morning, dragonflies try to bask in the sun, sitting on stones or pieces of wood. During the midday heat, they take the reflection position, in which the glowing tip of the abdomen is directed towards the sun. This reduces the impact of sunlight on the insect's body and helps avoid overheating. Dragonflies practically do not use their legs for movement, they are used only during takeoff and landing. The back pair of limbs is used to capture prey. Dragonflies hunt in the morning and evening, some species are more active at dawn. During the day, dragonflies are busy procreating, and at night they hide among the thickets of foliage and grass. Dragonflies mostly live alone. The main enemies of dragonflies are birds, predatory fish, orb weaver spiders, tramp spiders, tetranatids, reptiles, and predatory mammals. The eggs and small larvae of dragonflies are eaten by fish, crustaceans, and other larvae. Most eggs die without hatching because they are eaten by predators or unfavorable weather conditions prevent their development. Additionally, dragonflies are often attacked by parasites. Due to their lifestyle, dragonflies also often become victims of insectivorous plants. Dragonfly reproduction is a real natural show. The abdomen of the male ends in a kind of tweezers with 3 fingers. Previously, this was an external sexual organ, but in modern dragonflies, it simply helps in the reproduction process. The male produces a spermatophore, a small container with sperm, which he places in a special depression on his abdomen. Then the most interesting part begins. The male goes in search of a female. Upon finding her, he tenaciously grabs her by the neck, the first segment of the thorax, with the help of his appendages at the end of the abdomen. In this coupled position, the pair flies together for some time, forming a figure in the air that resembles a heart. This is called a mating ring. At this point, the insects are especially vulnerable to predators, so the ring does not last long, exactly until the spermatophore is transferred to the female. After this, the female releases the male, but he continues to hold her so that other suitors do not interfere with her laying eggs. In many species, males do not release their mates until the end of the clutch, protecting them from competitors. The methods of laying eggs in dragonflies vary. Some species lay eggs directly in the water, touching its surface with the tip of the abdomen. Others place them on floating leaves of aquatic plants or on damp ground at the water's edge. Some species make cuts in the stems of plants or in the bark of branches hanging over the water. In some small species, the female goes down the stem underwater, dragging the male with her. Such a female risks drowning both herself and her partner. Whatever the method of laying, the larvae emerge from the eggs already in the water or end up in it immediately after hatching. Like adult dragonflies, the larvae are active predators, attacking all animals they can handle, from infusoria to tadpoles and fish fry. They are armed with powerful jaws, and in large species, the lower jaws are part of the so-called mask. The lower lip is strongly elongated and can be folded in half, like a penknife. The larva throws its lip forward, grabs the victim with its jaws, and pulls it to the mouth. After the final molt, a young dragonfly emerges from the larval shell. The transformation takes several hours and requires a lot of effort. At this point, the dragonfly is defenseless. Adult insects hunt in the air, while larvae walk along the bottom, breaking away from it only when they sense danger, using a jet propulsion mechanism by expelling water from their expanded rectum. For breathing, the larvae use rectal gills located in the expansion of the rectum. Small larvae also have external gills, 3 graceful leaves at the end of the abdomen, which aid in movement and can be left behind to distract a predator. In small dragonflies, the larva spends almost a year in the water, while in large ones, it is from 2 to 4 years, molting up to 25 times. Usually, such a long aquatic childhood is characteristic of insects that feed on low-nutrition juices or do not feed at all in adulthood. Adult dragonflies with a carnivorous diet begin to reproduce immediately after leaving the larval skin. As their adult form lives only one summer, dragonflies play an important role in the ecosystem. They control the populations of blood-sucking insects that can carry various diseases. Dragonfly larvae serve as food for many species of fish, and adults are a source of food for birds, mammals, and spiders. Dragonflies are also great indicators of environmental conditions, as their larvae cannot develop in polluted waters. Thank you for watching this video about the amazing world of dragonflies. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more discoveries and adventures. Take care of nature and see you soon.